who had to work or something will be able to attend. So we're excited you all are here. And so I have myself, I am Dr. Jada Meeks, and my coworker, Shelia Moses, and we'll introduce her formally in just a minute. We are asking everyone to mute their volume and turn off their camera momentarily, and we will let you know later on during the session when to turn your camera on. Okay, so we are recording, as I said before, and wanted to just let you know, please mute your voice and turn off your camera. We will have a time during the webinar where you will be able to turn on your camera. We would like to ask you, so that we can know who we have in the meeting, to enter your major and your classification in the chat box. And also, if you're faculty or staff on the session, please also enter your department and your title. We are so glad you all are here. Hello, Caitlin from biology, and Tiffany. We need to know what your area is, and Michael and Allison. Thank you all for letting us know your major. Allison, please tell us your major as well. Hello, Joseph and Andrew. So I'm not going to call all the names. I see we have a great turnout today. We're going to go ahead and get ready to get started. I'm going to give everyone a few more minutes to join the session, but we have some great information for you today. So as we participate in the session today, my coworker Shelia Moses will be managing our chat and letting me know if there's some questions I need to address while I'm speaking. But we're going to utilize the chat box during the session, and then we're going to, at the end, give you an opportunity to show your camera so that we can get to know you personally and see your face, and you can see us as well. Well, of course you can see us. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the agenda for today, the goal of this, we're going to talk about the goal of this event. We're going to go through the STEM website, some job and internship resources on our website, our resources page. We're going to talk to you about how you can get internship credit when you go to an internship, how to develop your resume, how to build it, the benefits of networking, the benefits of developing your interviewing skills, and our IGTV Ask Dr. Jada, and we're going to have question and answers at the end. So I am Dr. Jada Meeks. I am your STEM career specialist. I support the College of Arts and Sciences and the Herff College of Engineering. We have approximately 3,000 STEM majors across campus, and I am so excited to be your STEM career specialist. We also have Shelia Moses. She is the Academic Services Coordinator in the Herff College of Engineering, and you will be hearing from Shelia a little bit later on today. Thank you everyone for sharing and showing me your majors. So excited to see all the variety of biochemistry and engineering and mechanical engineering and engineering technology, chemistry, computer science, and biology. So we are excited to see you all today. Now, we're going to just talk about what we do generally in career services, as well as Shelia Moses. In career services, we help Tiger Talent thrive by assisting you with your successful transition from college to career. We help you with helping you with resume reviews and helping you continually learn how to develop a great resume, multiple resumes. We will assist you with mock interviews and teaching you how to interview effectively. We will help you with your elevator pitch. And the next thing talks about connecting with employers. And so you need to know how to effectively speak with employers. We also will help you with your internship and job search. And as you do those things, we talk to you about how you can use those transferable skills to articulate what you know so that you can stand out among the crowd. The reason we do these is because companies are looking for certain skill sets that students need to exhibit and be able to exemplify that they know how to do. So we have teamwork and collaboration. You learn those things in your classes when you work with teams and do projects. Learning and reasoning, you learn that through your work, making decisions, even preparing for your interviews and preparing for your career. Professional and strategic planning, how to make strategic plans and how to be professional. Communication and digital technology, how you communicate what you know, what you understand, and making great decisions. Self-awareness and professional behavior. These are things that we teach you in making decisions about what your strengths are and how you can interact with the larger community. And then leadership and civic responsibility. So corporations are looking for students who have developed these skills, and in career services, that's our goal, to help you develop those across your time at the university. So the first thing we're going to do is go to a resource. So before we go to that resource, I told you that we're going to talk about why we're hosting this session. Our goal is to let you know all of the services and resources that we have available at your fingertips to support you as you begin developing your professional profile and your professional experiences. We have some things in place that we hope will enable you to easily transition. So I'm going to change my screen share right now. I'm gonna go back, previous screen. So I'm gonna now go to the STEM website. So you need to record this website, memphis.edu/STEM. And the first thing we're going to do is go to our STEM website. So this is your first powerful resource. We have put a lot of information on this website to assist you. So when you come to the STEM website, I want you to know there are some buttons you need to think about: the events, resources. As well as, if you scroll down to the left, we have jobs and internships and job shadows. So I'm going to start with the jobs, internships, and job shadows. On this site, we talk about what's the difference between a job shadow, an internship, and a co-op. A job shadow is where you just go and spend a little bit of time. It's not paid. It can range from a half a day, a full day, or a couple of days, or a rotation. But you're just watching. You're not participating. You're not actually doing anything. In an internship, you could be paid or unpaid. And they used to be primarily for juniors and seniors, but now companies are providing internships for students as soon as they end their freshman year in certain areas. And a co-op is where you will actually alternate semesters. It could be summers only, but you could co-op in the summer, come to school in the fall, and go back and co-op again. And all of these are generally paid. So here are some positions that I have posted on this website that are not one position. They are a plethora of them. And so I posted them here instead of in Handshake because these will be websites that you want to go and find the area that you are interested in. So the first one that's new on this website is the Center for Disease Control, Jobs and Internships. At the CDC, they have jobs and internships. And so if your area is biology or even technology, they have a lot of positions for you. Another one that I think you all should consider, especially for those students who lost their internships, as we are in COVID and there have been positions that have been eliminated, the virtual student federal service internship is one that is non-paid, but you have to be a US citizen to participate in this. This will allow you the opportunity during the school year to work 10 hours for a government agency and get credit as well as participate in an internship, not academic credit. Let me correct that. You have to apply through that with your department, and we'll talk about that later. But you can get an internship that you will be able to put on your resume, and it's an 8-month remote internship. So you don't have to leave. You can do it while you're in school. And the thing about it is you must go to USA Jobs to set up a profile, usajobs.gov. On usajobs.gov, it takes an hour to complete this application, and you have to do that before you can actually apply for the virtual internship. The deadline for that is July 31st. I encourage you to go ahead and get your USA Jobs information profile done first, and you can do that now. And then when the positions open up in July, all you have to do is apply for the position, but they have step-by-step instructions. Now, this particular one is for different areas in STEM. And so this one's the George Washington Carver Summer Research. If you are able to participate in this one and eligible, it's an 8-week program during the summer, and you will get a $3,000 stipend. It also includes a round-trip airfare and your meal plan and housing. There are a lot of research and internship opportunities during the summer for our STEM majors, and I want you all to know about it now because the deadlines hit like in January and February. So you have to click into each one to actually figure out which ones you are eligible for or which ones you want to do. These are internships and research opportunities for chemistry majors. Their deadline is generally in February, and so you want to go to this website for chemistry majors. They, on average, will pay $6,000 to $10,000 for a 10 to 12 week program, and applications can begin to be applied for October 1st. And so you want to go to these websites. Now we have Amgen, which has internships and co-ops, and this generally for biology students. And so you want to consider that website. We have there's a Summer Institute for Biostatistics. And then we have the National Science Foundation Research Experiences for Undergraduates. Now I'm gonna click into this one because I want you all to understand this is for all STEM majors. When you go to this website, it actually is broken down by major, and you actually select one. So I'm going to just randomly select chemistry. And when you go into chemistry, it will give you every university that actually is hosting a REU, and then it will tell you the research interest in the area. You have to actually drill down and go into the area to determine the deadlines and what they pay and what they cover, but most of them are about the same. They provide housing, food, and a stipend for travel or some sort, depending on where you are. So that was very important. And the deadlines for these are generally at the beginning of the school year. Also, we have Biospace Champions, the American Association for the Advancement of Science Careers, the American Chemical Society. Unilever also has co-ops and internships. The Mickey Leland Energy Fellowship. And now these are some new ones that I posted. The US Navy has a civil engineering option, and they actually, if you want to become a civil engineering officer, they actually pay while you're in school, and you could get up to $113,000 a year, not a year, total while you're in school. The monthly income ranges from $2,000 to $4,000. You would have to contact Officer Baycheck in order to participate in that. And then you have the U.S. Navy Nuclear Scholarship, which has information about that. You can earn up to $4,600 a month while you're in college, as well as math majors and engineering majors. If you ever thought about teaching, although the starting salary is not great, you can get a couple of things. You can get bonuses for signing on, and you can also get loan forgiveness. And then we have other departments. So I'm gonna end with that particular page. So you see that's a lot of information that's available for you as a STEM major. And you don't have to just work in a restaurant or work in a grocery store while you are in school. You can work in something in your major to help build your profile. Now the next page is our resources page. You can find it here. And these are some great resources. This is a website, a page that tells you about how to prepare for the elevator pitch. We have a couple of examples to show you how to begin that practice. We also have interviewing techniques, how to interview, because although your resume may get you ready, Once you get in the interview, you have to know how to answer the questions effectively. So we have sample interview questions by job title when you get to your senior year. And then we have mastering interviewing techniques. Now, every student at the University of Memphis has a LinkedIn Learning account. And I'm just going to jump real quick to my LinkedIn, my LinkedIn. And in LinkedIn Learning, you can actually go and take a whole lot of classes that are free to you because you are a student at the University of Memphis. And apparently I haven't logged in yet, but so I'm in now. So when you go here, it has a whole lot of classes you can search for. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here. I just wanted you to see that you have the ability to go and take a lot of classes to help you with your interview. Now, back to the page. So I know I'm going kind of fast. I don't have my chat on, so if there's questions, we'll try to catch them at the end. If you don't know how to dress, we have professional attire telling you how to dress and get prepared. How to set up your LinkedIn profile. Now, a lot of students don't realize how important that is, but setting up your handshake and your LinkedIn profile are very important because you may get an offer for an interview or be approached by a recruiter. So I have a link to this LinkedIn University, which will tell you what to do to set up your profile. So while you're off this summer, you may want to go ahead and work on your profile. Now, the next thing we have is resources for your resumes and your cover letters. In your resumes and cover letters, there's a resume checklist. I'm gonna challenge you and encourage you to please look at these first before you submit your resume for us to review it. It will save you a whole lot of time and it will save us a whole lot of time. The resume checklist goes over a whole lot of things that you won't have to think about anymore. It'll be just like, don't do this and do that. Now I have action verbs for STEM resumes. We want you to put your experiences in action bulleted points. We don't want you to put long sentences. We need you to do, accelerated, manufactured, research, developed. We also have these same ones by function. So depending on the function that you're actually executing at your internship or job. Now, remind you, when you do your resume, you can put those jobs that you worked in a store or a restaurant or some other, as you think, unrelated place, but there are transferable skills that we can use to help you talk about teamwork, leadership, collaboration. So these are your action verbs by category and by function. We also have laboratory skills for our science majors to help remind you that when you put your skills on your resume, you want to go back and put some of those skills on your resume to talk about what you know how to do depending on the position you're applying for. We have a cover letter checklist and explanation of what to do and how to write your cover letter. So we encourage you to use this before you give us your first draft. We will assist you with it, but we want you to at least read the checklist first. Now, we have resume samples by every major, and I'm not gonna go into all of them, but these are the areas that you need to look at as you are getting ready to prepare your resume. Send us the sample or the example after you have looked at these samples. Each of these resumes have different points. It may not look fancy, but just to let you know, it only takes, the recruiters take 30 seconds to determine if you're in the yes or no pile. And so you want to make sure that they can find easily what they need, your education section, your relevant courses, not every course you took, but just the ones that are high enough level to distinguish you, your skills and your research if you have it, and your experience. And then when we get to our computer science and mechanical engineering and those types of majors, we want you to put your projects on your resume. those projects you do in class, it's to help you learn or utilize skills like C++ or some MATLAB or some of the other tools that you use. We want you to make sure you put them on your resume as well. And lastly, at the bottom, we have some information about the engineering exam, how to negotiate your salary, the cost of living comparison when you're trying to determine which city you're going to, and other websites. Now, before I leave this page, I want to go to events, and then I probably am going to come back to my PowerPoint. But these are the events we have upcoming. You're in this event today. Thank you for joining. We will have, the Career Services will have a hiring event on June 18th from 9 to 4. And these will be companies that are actually hiring right now with internships and full-time jobs. We are waiting for the link to provide that to you. So when we send it out and you still need an internship or a full-time job, please make sure you join the event so that you can participate. Me and Shelia Moses, we send a lot of emails that are specific to what you need. So if we send you an email, you at least are eligible for that opportunity when we send it. We have an employer panel for the electrical and computer engineering department on June 18th from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. And these employers will be given tips about preparation and getting ready for their career in that particular major. And then on July 23rd, we will be hosting mock interviews with employers. And so if you want to be a part of that, we're going to put that information on Handshake. And we hope that you all sign up so that we can practice early. We don't want to wait till actually the career fairs happen. We want to make sure we do that now. So I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint to make sure I am still on track. There you go. Okay. All right. So we've just covered a whole lot of information. And so I'm going to turn it over to Shelia Moses. She's going to talk to us about academic internships and how that works. And I'll be back with you in just a moment. So Shelia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your break so far and staying safe. So Jada, Dr. Meeks have given a lot of information, and you're wondering if you do have an internship, how can you use it for academic credit within your major? And what is academic internship credit? It may look different across the different STEM majors, but overall it's where you're taking your work experience and applying it to academic credit if it's relevant experience to what your major is. So like our definition says, an academic internship is any carefully monitored work or service experience in which a student has intentional learning goals and reflects actively on what she or he is learning through the experience. Academic credit is earned. We have different options, and we will cover that you can gain internship credit for. And we'll talk more about the different majors that you can get academic credit for. Typically, it's monitored by one of your faculty members or an academic advisor or a staff member. For College of Engineering, I'm the one who oversees internship experience and co-op. You will hear us say both names interchangeable, and it just really depends on the company. Some companies may call the experience a co-op, and typically, like Dr. Meeks have already covered, a co-op is when you're away from doing your academic studies and you're at that site working full-time, whether it's doing an academic semester or a summer co-op experience only. Internships is normally generally during the academic semester and where you're working. We do not like for you to work more than 20 hours a week, specifically during the academic semester. But some, depending on your major, again, how many hours you have to have. Typically up to 150 hours during the academic semester to earn academic internship credit. You can change, Dr. Meeks. So I had mentioned for the different academic internship credit for STEM majors, you see the first one says ELC 4000. That's an internship course that we have through Career Services. So if you're in a major that may not have an academic internship for your program, and some employers like St. Jude, for instance, they want you to be registered for academic credit in order to get that internship. So ELC 4000 that's offered through the Career Services, that's a community learning internship course, you can register for that. And we have information on how you can register for that course. Then the College of Arts and Sciences, they have one, the CAS 4800. And you see ENGR 4001. That's the engineering work experience class that we have for some of our engineering majors where the department does not have an internship or a co-op credit course. For that one, you can use it for internships or for a co-op if you're doing a traditional co-op. And also I have the biomedical 4410 and the mechanical engineering 4397. That's our practicum courses that you take, and with these, there are some learning outcomes, and you do have to do presentations and different things. Then in the College of Engineering, we have the EECE, which is Electrical and Computer Engineering 4994 for those majors. In the other STEM majors that Dr. Meeks service, we have the Computer Science 4911, Chemistry 8601, Biology 4570, and Earth Sciences 4700 or 6700 for graduate students. So if you're in another STEM field that we may not have listed that you can gain internship credit or the department that you're majoring in. But if not, if they do not have anything and it's a requirement for you to take academic credit, or if you just like to see it transcript, the ELC 4000 for Career Services. So there's a lot, and then it just breaks down to your department for other requirements. But we just want to give you an overview that the university does offer academic internship credit for your experience. And we highly recommend that you do register if it's offered. Advantages for you to take, do academic credit, and it's for your transcript. If you have 3 registered courses on your academic transcript, and once you graduate, work out in industry, and if you decide to set for the professional engineering exam, that will take off a year's wait time. So there's a lot of pros and advantages for you to be registered for internship credit. Okay, you can advance it, Dr. Meeks. And so for the engineering students who's on the event today, you probably get a lot of emails from me as well as Dr. Meeks. But specifically, I want to point out some that we have for grant opportunities, funded internships. So if you see an email, and especially if you're a sophomore going into your junior year, that I sent out for Move Hire. Move Hire is a federal Department of Labor grant that I'm currently have, where you can gain internship experience by working at one of the local medical device companies. Typically, the students, my current interns who's on it, you can serve anywhere from 6 months to up to 1.5 years. It's a paid internship, and you gain experience. You're working in a biomedical field, either in product development, manufacturing, research, testing, those different fields. But when you get the email from me, there's certain criteria to make you eligible, because you have to meet eligibility requirements for the Department of Labor, as well as for the company and the Herff College of Engineering. So I just want you to be aware of different grant-funded internships that I sent out, because they are very competitive, and I want you to be a part of it, and I'll be sending out additional information about those, as well as other grant-funded opportunities. Dr. Meeks.
Thank you. Thank you, Shelia, for that. So now you know that as you do your internships, you can get academic credit. You can apply for that. Student asked in the chat box, how often can you submit your resume for review? Actually, it's unlimited, but what we do is we ask you to develop one great resume that has everything on it, and then you're going to target down depending on the position you're applying for, and so you may put emphasis on different things. So when you develop your resume, how do you do that? You want to have a resume that, as I say, gets you hired, that will get you hired. So your resume will actually help you get in the door. And how do you do that? So you're going to first build your experiences. So whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, you don't want to just be a student. You don't want to just go to class and go home, because then you're not building your resume. As you think about, when you start school, student leadership and involvement will ask you to join an organization, consider becoming a leader, volunteer, get engaged, work on projects. All of these things will set you apart. We have a whole resume workshop where we go over how you build your resume. Leadership is important. Service is important. Even developing your own projects are important. These things will allow you to have something to articulate. When you go to an interview, they're going to ask you certain questions. And in a little bit, we have some information about interviewing tips and techniques. But when you go to an interview, they're going to ask you tell me about a time when you work with a team. Tell me about a time where you work with a diverse group. Tell me about a time where you took the initiative. And in order to be able to answer that authentically, you need to be able to have experiences. And so in order to build your resume, we at Career Services and Ms. Moses, we provide opportunities and events to help you engage and provide you with resources to show you how you can build your resume. So when you join a student club or organization, whether you join it to initially just to become a member, but if you get an opportunity to actually become a leader, whether that be a secretary or a president, or create chair some project, all of these things will help you develop your leadership skills. And then when you volunteer and serve in the community, all of these things will not only help you grow as a person, but it will also help you have rich experiences where you can articulate your ability to utilize those soft skills that companies talk about, or professional skills, being able to interact with other people. So we have developed the sample resumes just to give you the format and layout, but we have to have conversations to help you actually pull out those experiences, so it will help you translate your transferable skills. And whether you worked at a store, or whether you worked at a restaurant or in a warehouse, there are skills in all of these that will allow you to talk about what you are able to do in a corporate setting. So when you're searching for a job, there's some things you need to do. You need to make sure you prepare a great resume, and then you're going to prepare some targeted ones. You're going to meet with Career Services, and we're going to help you develop a plan so that you can know how to get indoors and how to find the right door to prepare yourself. You're going to keep a log of your applications. You're going to record the company name. You're going to download the job description. You're going to search Handshake and LinkedIn. On Handshake, we have positions that companies have said they want University of Memphis students. And so that's like your first built-in network. And then on LinkedIn, I'm going to show you in a little moment how you can utilize LinkedIn to connect and network there. You're going to access your network, and you're going to do that through all of your research sources here on campus and your family and friends. And these are the career specialists, your professors, your internship supervisors, your family and friends. And so all of these, and then you're going to identify companies you want to work with. Now, you may be starting out, and you may be at the end of your career college process, but it's important for you to identify companies that have values and are doing things and have jobs that you want to work in. And so at this time, if you're not in a true job search, you want to look at their full-time positions and learn what they're looking for, so it can help you build your profile towards those types of positions. And then you want to check LinkedIn for U of M alumni and connections. So when you get ready to go to an interview, you want to develop your interviewing skills. And when you develop those interviewing skills, we're going to teach you how to use what's called the STAR method. We want you to become a STAR interviewer. And you're going to have to learn how to talk about the situations they asked you about, what your role was as a task, and the action you took, and the results. And so I'm not going to try to teach you that today, but just know you need to learn how to interview and answer effectively using the STAR method. We will be hosting workshops. I will be doing sessions to show you how to do that. But if you use these techniques, it will at least give you an edge on being a great interviewer, and you'll become a STAR interviewer. Now, we want you all to learn how to network, and there are great benefits to networking. When you network, all those people I listed on the previous slide, it opens the door to the hidden job market. There are some positions that are not posted, and let's talk about what that looks like. So when we go to apply for a job, we generally will, when companies post a job, let me switch that. When companies post a job, they generally will look from within the company first to determine, sorry about that, my slide is not, they will go into the company first and see who has the skills that they need. And then they will use a network if they can't find us. So do you know someone that has this ability? And then if they can't find it through their network, then they will use an agency to see if they can find that skilled person. And then lastly, they will post a job. Now, the reverse of that is what we actually do as a job seeker. Normally, we will go to Indeed or some job posting site first to find a job. Then, if we can't find one, we will use a recruiter or an agency. And then we'll go ask people, do you know anybody that's hiring? And we can't even access it from within unless we are working in another role. So we want to marry and meet up in the middle and use our network, because the network is for jobs that may not be posted, but your network might know about it, and they'll help you get in the door. So that is a key benefit of networking, and there are some things you can do to network. And so we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to host a lot of events to connect you with employers, whether it be a virtual fair or a virtual panel. At these places, you get to be a face that the company is familiar with and have a conversation with them. I'm going to take a moment and go to LinkedIn now. And I want to just show, I'm going to go to LinkedIn and Handshake. So let's start with Handshake. I am logged in now as a student on Handshake. And this is how you would look, your profile would look when you go in. And you would go, let's see, you would go to your profile first. And you should make sure you have a professional picture on your profile. When you go into Handshake, you should upload your resume. You should put your work experiences. You should put your extracurricular and all of your skills. All these things should be on your resume. And once you do that, you will get something like this from an employer and says, hello, I'm writing about an opportunity that I think you may be interested in. Now, I've had several students contact me and say, I got an email on Handshake from a company. Is this legitimate? Yes, it is. We approve our employers that come into Handshake. And so when you go into Handshake, depending on what your major is, and I think in this, in Handshake, I'm listed as, I think, a biology major. And so I would look for internships, and then I would look for the positions, and then I would pick the location, and I could say, okay, I want everything in Memphis. I want to find jobs here if I want to stay in Memphis. And so I would select that. And then it would show me positions that are available in Memphis. I did not put a particular, let's see, I'll put biology. And so it has an internship with the water division of Memphis. And so you can go down, and if you like that, you can actually highlight and select that position to save it on your profile. And it will tell you if you're eligible, if you meet the criteria across the top. It tells you the deadline and all that. So now on Handshake also, this is where you would go to make an appointment with me. You would click here to make the appointment. And also you would go here to upload your resume. When you get ready to get a resume review, every time you come here and put a resume and add the document, it will add to my queue or your career specialist queue. Everyone on this call, I am your career specialist, and your resume will come to this list. Your events will be listed here. And you can actually also reach out to other students and connect with other students on Handshake from across the country. And you can find out about companies. And so there's a lot of things on Handshake you can do. And the other thing I want you to look at is in LinkedIn, in general LinkedIn. Let's see if I go look at jobs. And I want to find, let's see, I'm gonna say software engineer in Memphis. And so these are positions. AutoZone has a position. And what I like about LinkedIn, or what I love about LinkedIn, is it will tell me how many connections that work here. It will also tell me how many alumni work here. So I have 9 connections that work at AutoZone. And I can use that to make a connection with my network about finding positions, about asking them about the hiring managers. Let's say if we go to this one, this says there are 42 alumni that work at Front Door. And so I can actually use those connections to help me. So once you put on LinkedIn that you are a student at the University of Memphis, it will show you all the students from the University of Memphis or graduates that work there. So I'm gonna go back and see where we left off. Okay, so now you should see how important it is to use the network that you have in order to acquire positions. Now, the next thing I want to show you is our social media. We want everyone to follow us on social media, U of M STEM Careers. And there are some things out there on social media that I think you might like. We have began what's called, so I'm going to start with Instagram. So on Instagram, we have a page, and we said congratulations to all our graduates. And we'll usually post up events and things that we're hosting, just little tips and pointers throughout the year. So we have Instagram, we have Twitter, and we also have Facebook. Let's see, where's Facebook? Here it is. We also have Facebook. And so we're trying, our student workers and our GAs will help post different sources of medium for you. And so whichever platform you're on, we want you to follow us there. We actually said congratulations to some of our students that sent in highlights, letting us know they graduated. So we congratulated some of our STEM students, and we want to thank all those students that participated in that. They graduated from the University of Memphis in a STEM major. Let's see. And so we also have something we started called Ask Dr. Meeks. And so we have IGTV, where I have videoed, and we also have it on YouTube. So I'm going to show you that real quick. On YouTube, we have videos, and they're actually going to be posted on our social media. So whether you want to subscribe on YouTube or whether you want to go to one of the social media platforms, whichever one you're on, they'll be posted out there. So we have one that talks about how to prepare for an online interview. Another one on the first steps for finding a job. And then we have the link for the virtual employer fair that we had, connecting with the employers online. So I will be posting videos there, answering questions, helping you with just little tidbits, so you won't have to necessarily come meet with me, but that information will be posted for you online. And so now we promised you at the beginning that we will give you an opportunity at the end to turn your camera on and be able to interact with us. I'm going to check the chat room as well to see if there's any questions I'm supposed to address. So let me go ahead and go to the chat and see. But if you will now, you can go ahead and turn your camera on. And I would like to see all of our lovely students who are here today.
We have one, Dr. Meeks, from Walt Williams.
Okay.
He said, I've heard mixed answers about how important GPA is when finding an internship. What are your thoughts?
Okay, say that again.
He was asking about how important is the GPA when finding internships. And I know a lot of hours that's offered through the university with companies, they are competitive. And for most of engineering, I know companies want, most times a 3.0 depending on the industry, but sometimes that, 2.75. But GPA is important for most of all my employers. What are your thoughts? That's what he was asking.
Okay, thank you. I think it was, you said Walt or Matt?
Yes, Walt.
Walt, thank you, Walt, for that question. GPA is important. However, STEM majors are challenging, and they allow you to be a critical thinker. So there are some companies that will take a 2.5 or a 2.7, but you don't want to go too low, because that means that you may not be reflective, you may not be doing what you need to do to be successful as a student. So companies will put, especially on Handshake, they will put the GPA requirement if that's important. If it's not a high priority, they may be looking for skill set. They may be looking for certain types of personalities to work with them. So yes, it's important, but as long as it's not below a 2.0, there may be an opportunity, 2.5, to get a position. It may not be at the top company, but there may be a company that will be willing to help you.
Okay. And Brandon asks, I'm with the ROTC, so I will be commissioning to the military soon after graduation. Are internships something I should still be concerned with?
So you're going to be commissioned after you graduate. Well, I will say this. I have one student that was planning on being commissioned as of May. They graduated in May, but they actually have been told, because of, I think there's a wait list or something, they're having to wait till next year. So you have to ask yourself the question, would it hurt to intern? Would it help you have another option as far as something to do when you graduate? So I would say it's better to plan for multiple options than to just say, I'm gonna be on one track. It's better to have more options. And it actually will help develop you more either way. So even if you go in as an officer, you may decide to retire out of the military, and then that experience will still be there aside from the military. So that would be my recommendation.
Okay, another one. What would you recommend I do with my online profiles to show that I may be interested in other jobs and positions? Also, would you recommend people do this?
So when you say other jobs and positions, in which online profiles? Handshake, LinkedIn, or is there another platform you're using? Who asked that question?
Arturo.
Okay, Arturo.
Excuse me, he said Handshake and LinkedIn.
Okay, so how you stand out, definitely put all your skills. What's your major, Arturo? Okay, so definitely put, if you have any projects, if you have personal projects, companies love to see students doing personal projects in their major, meaning your professor didn't ask you to do it. You were so interested in this work that you went out and created something yourself, and you're able to talk about what you did. So your projects, if you're like computer science or engineering, where you can do a GitHub, you can use that as well to show some of your more detailed work by providing a link, and you can actually put that on your resume as well.
And he's computer science major.
Okay, okay. Do we have another question? Hi, Melka and Al Shan. I see your pictures. Thank you.
Yes, he asked, what if I'm currently employed but wanted to seek other opportunities? Would this be seen as negative by my current employer?
So are you currently employed as a full-time person, or is it a part-time job? Is it in your field, or is it just a job? Full-time, not in the military. Okay. Full-time, not in the field, military. Okay. It depends. I mean, you're full-time, but you want to do something different from what you're doing in your current job. Is the current job is not relevant to your computer science major? I tell you what, Arturo, I want you to make an appointment with me, and let's go into detail on that so we can kind of hash that out. Can you do that for me on Handshake? Yes, thank you. Any other questions that I missed, Sheila?
No, I think we've covered all of them. Does anyone have one to ask directly? You can unmute yourself and ask.
Okay, I see that Tyler put a question in the box. Are there more opportunities to offer projects that we could do on our own to have on our resumes? Well, actually, I do have a link on Google. One of the Google employers did offer the opportunity for students who lost their internship to do projects. And the BSFS link that's on our page. It also, that's not do projects on your own, but it's another opportunity to do projects. And so I can send that link. I guess I can drop that link in the chat, where it's a Google person who also has a company, Wuhan or something, not Wuhan, that is not the right word, I'm sorry. But it's a company that will allow students to partner together who want to do their own projects so that they can get an experience this summer if they were not able to get an internship this summer. That's mostly STEM major, well, computer science, probably engineering kind of majors. So Tyler, I'm gonna find that in just a moment and drop that in the chat so everyone can have that.
Dr. Meeks, the link that for them to send resumes to for review, the student was asking that, would that just go to the resource STEM page?
No, they're gonna go to Handshake, and where I showed you that, do you all want me to show you all that again? I can, yes, okay, everybody said yes. Okay. I can share that again. So when we go to Handshake, let me go to Handshake. Okay, when you go to Handshake, it's making me log in again, I'm sorry. Okay, let me make sure I'm in as a student. So when you go to Handshake, you're gonna click your picture, or if you don't have a picture, it's gonna have your initials here. And you're gonna click Documents. And this is where you will add a new document. You can put your resume, your cover letter, and other documents that you may need to add to your profile. Okay. And I'm gonna go and find that link. Any other questions? Now, if you wanna unmute yourself and ask a question, feel free. And we'd love to see you if you want us to know who you are by face. And if you don't, it's okay. It's okay, but we kind of concluded. So the bottom line is this: there's so many resources out there for you, and we want you to be able to have access to them. And the earlier you start, the better your experience would be, and you'll stand out more in front of crowd. Research, internships, all of those are important depending on your area. For biology, chemistry, and the sciences, those are very important to do research. And then, of course, for the other STEM majors, it's very important to do internships. So, Tyler, did you have a question? Another question?
No, ma'am, I just wanted to unmute and say thank you all so much for your time. And this is my first time actually seeing you. A friend of mine that works closely with the group Amy knows you personally, and he told me to speak with you. So I really appreciate this time.
Thank you, Tyler.
You guys have a great day.
You too. Okay, so Cedric says, unfortunately, the computer I'm using doesn't have, okay. You are welcome, Cedric. We appreciate you for being here today. So the bottom line is this: you have all these resources. We want you all to use them. We want you all to make appointments with us so that we can help you develop your skills and develop your resume before you need them. And the earlier you do that, the better off you will be, and you will be able to stand out among the crowd. So now you have a lot of the inside information. When a student makes an appointment with me, we go over those things in detail, and then we talk about what you have and what you want to do and what your goals are. Sheila, did you want to add anything else at the end?
I was typing in the chat.
Okay.
No, and one of the students had asked about the other projects, what can they be doing on their own? And like I said, there's some opportunities, but also if you do have a hobby building things or doing websites, start documenting those kind of things. That can be put on your resume because it may be something that you use in that's technical skills. That could be a conversation piece with an employer when you either doing an elevator pitch or on your resume. So some of the things that you're already probably doing that's hands-on, you can ask Dr. Meeks or me about those. So you're already probably gaining experience that you may not even be aware of.
Now, I just dropped the link to the LinkedIn post to the person that's interested in helping do projects with other students. So you're going to do it from home or from where you are, but you may be partnered with another student across the country that may have a common interest, or they'll let you get 2 or 3 friends together to actually create your own project, and they'll oversee it, and they'll actually get it approved by the end of the summer. Thank you. Do we send emails? So now, this is the last slide I want to show you all before.
And before you go to that, Dr. Meeks, Walt has said another question about the resume. But once you upload your resume to Handshake Walk, one of the career specialists will review it and will let you know.
I'm going to get to the end. So this is what I want you all to do for us. We did not do a survey, but we would love for you to email us. If this event was helpful to you, we would like you to email us and let us know what was most helpful to you and what would you like for us to provide or present to you in the future. So I'm J Meeks at memphis.edu, and Ms. Moses is SR Moses at memphis.edu. So if you will please email us and just let us know what was most impactful for you today or helpful for you, and then what you would like to see in the future. Yes, like Ms. Moses said, when you upload your resume to the to Handshake, it will come in my queue and I will be able to review it and give you feedback, and we'll go back and forth until we get a great resume. Or you can make an appointment, and if you make that appointment, we will be able to go over it together and discuss any questions. And so, yes, this has been recorded. I will be able to post it. I'm gonna probably put it on our YouTube channel. And so you can go back and get some of the detailed information once we convert it and get it ready. So we wanna thank you all today. You all were a great group. Please tell your friends to participate in our future events, and we look forward to working with you the rest of the summer and during the school year. So,
Dr. Meeks?
Yes, yes.
Hi, my name is Alpha. I'm an instructor in the math department.
Yes.
And I got the email from the chair, so I just wanted to thank you personally I'll be teaching calculus in the fall, and I think this is a great opportunity for me. Not only that I have learned a lot, and I can share it with my student being a STEM major. What I will definitely trying to tell them is maybe they need to get in touch with you, because there's a lot of opportunity that they have nowadays that we didn't have. I mean, I didn't have in my time. So yeah, for those folks that are here right now, believe me, this is a great opportunity that you should take advantage of. Okay. Well, I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank all the faculty and staff and advisors that are on the webinar today. I saw a few of you. Some of you I know your name, and some of you I don't. So if you're faculty and staff, if you can give me a hands up or wave or show your camera, I just want to say thank you. And we'd love for you to share this information with the students, like he said. That's why we asked you all to participate, and the more we can have. Hi, Charles, and Sean. Thank you all so much. And anyone else, we just appreciate you being here. And we want to be able to partner. If you have things in your class and you want us to do a webinar, we can definitely do that. If you want us to speak on something specifically for your major, we will be able to do that as well. So we thank you. It is 1:30. I want to respect everybody's time. And we look forward to a great summer. Be safe, stay inside, and we'll see you hopefully in the fall or at the next webinar event. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.